Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Golden Opportunities Coaching YouTube channel. Welcome to those of you who are new. Welcome back to those of you seasoned veterans. And what we do around here, got over 1,000 audios available for your listening pleasure, a variety of topics, and we continue that here. Try to be here multiple times per week. My schedule in the last few weeks has not been conducive to that, but um, signs of emotional instability is today's topic. If you're trying to regulate your emotions a little bit better than you have been, that's always a good idea, especially for those of us who are going through a lot of difficulty or challenges. And so, emotional regulation is important. Would love to be of service to you as a coach in that area or other areas, be they business, relationship, personal, spiritual, or kind of a mind reset. Any of these are things that I've worked with 17,000 people over the last 15 years, and so I would love to add you to that list. Anyway, what are some signs of emotional instability? Number one, the need to be fake in order to get through social interaction. So that could be something as "I'm fine, I'm good, it's okay," or things like I've got this handled. Basically, anything that implies you're in a better emotional and mental state than you actually are. Now, obviously, you don't want to be slobbering all over yourself emotionally and emotionally too vulnerable, especially to the wrong people. But it's okay to say I'm going through challenges and I don't know what I'm going to do. It's okay to say I don't know what my next step is or how I can handle whatever's coming next. It's important to be able to do that. The next is social isolation that keeps you away from connecting on a deeper level with people. Now, that social isolation could be due to work, it could be due to mental and emotional illness, it could be due to prioritizing other things, it could be literally due to social anxiety. But if you find that you used to be a social person or that you've never been a social person and it's impacted your life before, but you still haven't fixed such, all of these can be major problems. They can certainly be things that you need to address. Addressing them can be difficult, especially if you're not at a place where you're used to making those distinctions, making those kind of ideas that you need to be able to do that. The next thing to look at is insecurity. Like if you constantly are feeling that you don't have security in any level, it's important to begin to potentially look at the possibility of confronting your level of personal security, professional security, emotional security, relational security in a way that makes sense for you. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have, something that makes the most sense or something that really works in the greatest of ways. So when you begin to kind of struggle in that area, it's certainly worth looking at from a different perspective, because when you're insecure, it also leaves you open to the potential of what's going to happen next, where you're going to go, and what might be something that serves you well or doesn't serve you well in that regard. Understanding how to deal with that, understanding what to do with that is super important. So it's definitely something worth considering and looking at in a deeper manner. And sometimes doing that forces us to look at ourselves and be more objective with how we see ourselves and what the world looks like going forward in a decent and better way. So the next thing to kind of look at there ultimately comes down to holding grudges and also what I call the better ones. So the better ones are the illusion that life will be better when XYZ happens. It'll be better when I move. It'll be better when I'm in a relationship. It'll be better when I have kids, when I buy the house, when I pay off the house, when the kids are going off to college, when I have a better job, when I retire, whatever it is. The better ones ultimately get in your way of your emotional health because you're living for large events and ultimately uh, events that don't serve you well in a meaningful, lasting way. Um, and so finding a way to get to a better space with that is important as well. Um, so finding a way too to begin to understand how to confront when things aren't going well and being able to pivot emotionally um, is is important. It's valuable and it's necessary. And beginning to do that can often be overwhelming because sometimes we don't realize how out of balance we are with our daily, weekly, or monthly life in that manner. So, when we do this, it does take some forgiveness of self and awareness that we may have been burning out for a while before we get there. And that is to a balanced place in the process of things. In any event, hopefully this is helpful. Keep your feet on the ground, your mind in the moment. Until next time, everybody.